Good morning, students. Today I am going to start the second chapter, whose name is function. So let us discuss what is function. In the Python, actually, the function is nothing but a small part of program. That is, it is a group of statements that exist within a program. For the purpose of performing a specific task. You can see here, to define a function, we use def function one statement is here. You already have studied, read this and learn this in your class 11 in function topic. But here is some vast and some elaborated part of functions here. So let us see that what is function. Function is a group of statements that exist within a program for the purpose of performing a specific task. Instead of writing a large program as one long sequence instruction, it can be written as several small functions, each performing a specific part of the task. They constitute line of code that are executed sequentially from the top to the bottom by Python interpreter. If you take the example of dishwasher, you can see the dishwasher have the different types of functions like add water, detergent, wash dishes and dry them. These are the function of dishwater. So dishwater is a whole program, and this program contains three other functions, that is small part of program, different part, to add water, wash dishes and dry them. So if you write the program of this, you have to write the function like this. So now the function can be categorized in Python is of three types: built-in function, modules and user-defined function. Built-in function, module and user-defined function. Here is a one line that functions are the most important building block for any application in Python and work on the divide and conquer approach. What is the meaning of divide and conquer approach? Actually, this is an algorithm of data structure, divide and conquer approach. So divide and conquer approach, in this type of approach, we divide the large program into small modular functions that can be updated individually and stored at some other places. Now, built-in function. Built-in functions are the predefined functions that are already available in Python. User do not have to write a code for this. Because these are already written in the Python language. You just only have to use it. Python has many useful built-in functions to make programming easier, faster and more powerful. These are always available in the standard library and we don't have to import any module or file for using them. We can use it directly. Okay? Now the next is some built-in function we are going to describe both practically and theoretical. So type conversion function. The first one is the type conversion function. These are used to convert the data type, one data type to another data type. Python provides built-in functions that convert the values from one type to another type, which are termed as a conversion function. Okay. Now the next one is int. It is a type of built-in conversion function, type conversion function. So int, this type of program can be used. So let us try that what is the use of int function. The int function takes any value and convert it into an integer. It takes any value and convert it into an integer. int convert the floating point values to integer but doesn't round off. It chop off the fraction part. However, if we give a string value as an argument to int, it will generate an error. Now let us do the practical example of this. I am showing you the practical session of this. Wait. Here you can see that int under bracket. So right here in the int, that is under the string 1 2 3, here I have written a string, but if you check the type of this, it will show type 1 2 3, so in class int. So it has converted the int string to the int. The next one is write int $333. Point 567. What will be the output? You have to see here. So it shows only 333. The same again, if you write here minus 333.3, what will be the output? See, minus 333 will be the output. So if you write negative number, it will show you the negative. It will convert it to the negative integer. But if you write the floating point values, the fractional part will be chopped. But if you write string character value within an int function, it will show error. See here, int under bracket. If you write here hello, to convert the string, convert the character into the integer, it will show an error. What is the error? Invalid literal for int with base 10 hello. So this will show an error for of invalid literal. So if you use this type of function after inserting a character value, it will generate an error. Okay. The next one is, if you convert the 233, if you use string function, this str function is used to convert any value to the string. Suppose you use 233 to under str, it will convert the, see here, the 233 is within a single bracket. So it had converted the 233 to string format, not in the from integer format. So these are the inbuilt functions for converting the type. Same, you can use float for converting the values to the floating point. See how it works. Float under bracket 44. What will be the output? You have to see it. It shows a 44.0. 44.0 is the output. Again, if you write 44.9876, see what will be the output. It shows the same value. If you again write the character value, it will show an error. See here, float these some character I have written. What will be the output? Output is value could not convert a string to float. Value could not convert a string to float. You can see this. So these are the methods of inbuilt conversion. Okay. If no argument is passed, float return 0.0. Float return 0.0. The next function is input function. What is the use of input function? To take the input of the value. You already know how it works. It enables us to accept input string from the user without evaluating its value. It provides the most common way to gather input from keyboard. The function input continues to read the input text from the user until it encounters a new line. For example, name equal to input, enter a value, enter a name, print welcome name plus pleasure to meet you. Thus plus is used for concatenation, you already know it. And you have already studied this in your revision chapter also. And also in class 9. Not 9, class 11. So let us do the example how it works. So here you can see name equal to input function I am going to use. Input under bracket in the single enter name. I have written this code. When I execute this, interpreter will prompt for the name input. See here, it shows that enter name. Enter name. What I have written? Input name. Name underscore input. Name equal to input. Under inverted comma, enter name. If you want to write another statement, you can also write. The statement you write here, it will prompt the same statement. See here, it is prompting enter name. When I press Mukul, my name is Mukul, so I am pressing the Mukul. If you see Mukul. Now if I press enter, it will stop taking input. The next is, now I am going to show you what is inside the name. So if I print under inverted comma welcome plus name, name will be here, because after this enter plus name. To DAV Tenugat. When I press enter, so what will be the output? It shows an error. Why? Invalid syntax name. You know why it shows an error? Because I have not written a comma there. NAME, the same name is here. So it shows welcome. The spelling of welcome is wrong. Welcome Mukul to DAV Tenugat. These are the output. So I think your concept about input is clear. Your concept about input is clear. Now you must try this question. What I am showing you. Write a program to calculate the selling price of an item by taking a selling price and profit cost price by your own self. The next one is eval function. Eval function. This function is used to evaluate the value of a string. Eval takes a string as an argument. Evaluate this string as a number and return the numeric result. What type of result? It returns the numeric result. That is int or float, as the case may be. If the given argument is not a string, or if it cannot be evaluated as a number, then eval result is an error. Then eval result is an error. For example, x equal to eval under inverted comma 40 plus 45 plus 10. See here, the input is string, but when the output it shows, that will be a integer. "45 plus 10 is 55. When I print this, it will show an integer 45 value. Not a string, it is an integer. So, what is the use of eval? Eval convert or print, take the input as a string but give output as an integer or float, means numeric value. If you want to see it practically, then I can show you. See here, x equal to eval under bracket the, what will be the output of this? It will show an error. See here, what is the error? The name is not defined. Same line of code, if I give the string as an input 600, what will be the output? Print x. Sorry, x must be in bracket. What is the output? See here, if I print x, the output is 600. Again I am showing you one more, x plus 200. So what will be the output? If I see, print x, x is 800. So it takes an input as a string and convert it as a value, integer or float. Again we can see the same function as 600.10 plus 20.3. See what will be the output. Output is 620.4, that is 40. So if you enter a float value, if you give input as a float value, it will convert it a float. But if you give a character value, see here, if you give it a character value, then it will generate an error. See here, when I have inserted the character value, it has generated an error. Okay. Another one is mean and max function. What is the use of mean and max function? Mean and max function, these are used to find maximum and minimal value respectively out of several values. Max function takes two or more arguments and return the largest one. For example, max 9, 12, 6, 15. Which one will be the largest? 15 is the largest, so it have returned 15. -2, -7, -35, -4. Which one is the largest? -2 is the largest, so it returned -2. X is equal to max 59, 80, 95.6, 95.2. Max value x. Max, here is max function. This one is a max function and it will return the maximum value. So what is the maximum value? Maximum value is 95.6. It will return the 95.6. Similarly, the main function return the minimum value. Here is a main function 7, 26, 4, 6. Which one is the mean value? 0 is the main value, so it will return a 0. Here you can see that 23 minus 109, 5, 2. Which one is a mean value? Minus 109 is the mean value. So you can see minus 1 is a main value. But if you input character or string in place of number, what will be the output? See here, y equal to mean hello, how are you, sir? This is a string. So how this main function will find the minimum value? Actually, the value of these words can be calculated by using their ASCII codes. The above line of codes will print sir as the output. This is because the ASCII value of S is the smallest, that is 83, which is an uppercase letter. And lays the rest of the word in lowercase, whose ASCII code are 104, 97 and 121 respectively. So it takes the ASCII value of first character. Here is small, here is also small, here is small, here is small, but here is a capital. The value of capital S is more than the small. So ASCII code, value of capital S is less than the ASCII value is less than the capital. So it will print the minimum as sir. See here, H 104, small a is 97 and small y is 121. But the capital S is less than the small.